I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know that anybody sets out to be a leader. I mean, I never thought, I'm gonna be a leader today. I think we were sort of kind of, I don't know if it's like destined to do it in some ways. But I think we're called to certain things that maybe we don't realize or necessarily sometimes want to be. And not that I love what I do, but it's hard sometimes, and I really appreciate you saying that, because it's walking that line of how can I be the best version of myself so that I can serve everybody else. And for me, growing up, I mean, I had really good role models, which was awesome. I mean, my parents were that fine line, you know what I mean? We always knew, like, you need to be respectful, you need to, be kind, and we know who's in charge, but here's our sugar, and we were always so loved and cared about. And seeing my dad run a business and seeing that fine line of, like, how do you motivate people? Like, you can't, screaming and yelling at people and telling them they're terrible is not going to make anybody want to do anything. So how can you motivate people? So seeing that, and then when I was at school, I was really lucky to have really strong female leaders that, particularly Linda McCulloch, who just, that lady turned around one day to me and was like, "What do you want to do with your life?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't know what I want to do with my life." And she was the one who encouraged me to get into directing, because at that point I didn't think about directing ever. I just wanted to be on stage. And it was like that moment that she turned around, like, completely shifted my life, because it really made me realize what a skill set I had, and that I really loved it. Like, I loved piecing pieces together and seeing the whole vision and working with everybody from different angles. And I actually really liked being on the other side way more than I liked being on stage. And I don't think I would have ever explored that had it not been for her. And she was just so strong, and, really finding that balance of being, I'm in charge, but yet I also love you, and creating a space where people don't feel scared. Like, that's the hard thing about leadership, is that, like, it's, and I love those little memes that, like, speaking of different things, those memes that come out that are like a boss versus a leader. The boss is constantly telling you what you need to do for them, where a leader is, like, actually doing it alongside with you. And I think that's really important, and Linda always sort of created that atmosphere. I also had a lot of really bad people that taught me how I didn't want to be. You know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot from my own experience. I'm an extremely sensitive person, and I was the kid that one time I came home and told my mom, like, "Oh my gosh, the teacher yelled at me." "Well, what did she say?" "She told me to sit down." So I was that kid that felt so sensitive and felt like when people were really vicious, I shut down. I didn't thrive in those environments. And so I really wanted to become somebody that created a space where, you had structure and you had expectations and you knew there was clarity in what to follow, but yet you also didn't feel afraid to make a mistake, and you didn't feel afraid to mess up, because we all do, and how are we going to learn if we don't? And so I don't know. That's like a really long way around it.
It's a good answer. And
I feel like it's, it's confusing.
I love that you addressed the lovely Linda McCulloch, who also had a great effect on my life as well.
That lady.
Yeah.
She's something
I
else.
miss that lady. We built a film studio here. Maybe we'll lure her back here.
Come back, Linda McCulloch.